Morning class. Where are they? Yeah. We have to do one long problem, so we better guard. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Y'all are there. We have to do a long problem, so let's get started quickly. I gave you a little time to, log in. Just say good morning to me and we will start. As usual, we start with a very big smile. Yeah. Yes. Rashid, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Come on in, all of you. Pavan, good morning. Prakruti, Rupa, isn't it? Yeah, good morning. Who else? Shall I start? Where is Prashant with a happy morning? All are there? Okay, I don't have time to waste, so I hope you all are there. Pavan, I received the beautiful sunflowers. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All are ready? Shall I start? Okay, now write down maximize. I'll write maximize z is equal to 5x1 plus 10x2 plus 8x3. Yes, Rupa, I got you. Yeah. Maximize z is equal to 5x1 plus 10x2 plus 8x3. Subject to the constraints 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 2x3 once again. Okay. Lesser than or equal to 60. Okay. Next, 4x1 plus 4x2 plus 4x3 lesser than or equal to 72. Okay. And then 2x1 plus 4x2 4x2 plus 5x3 lesser than or equal to 100 and x1, x2, x3 greater than or equal to 0. Now this is the problem. Copy. Are you ready? Now when you see this problem, it is evident that how many constraints you have? You have 3 constraints. I don't mean the variables x1, x2, x3. No, I don't mean the variables. See, there is x1, x2, x3. I don't mean that. It doesn't mean, what I'm saying is there are 3 constraints. This is the first constraint, this is the second constraint, this is the third constraint. There are 3 constraints. So we are going to include 3 slack variables. So first of all, solution, standardize the problem. Write down everybody, standardize the problem. Ravi, good morning. Shilpi, good morning. Mallikarjun, good morning. Murtaza, good morning. Balaji, good morning. Yeah. So first of all, we are going to standardize the problem. As I told you before, Now there are three constraints. Three constraints subject to, you have one constraint, two constraint, and three constraints. Correct? One constraint, two constraint, three constraint. I don't mean the variables x1, x2, x3. Sorry, x1, x2, x3. This is not what I mean. I mean that there is one constraint, two constraint, three constraint. So we have to include three slack variables. Now how are we going to do the slack variables? First we have to standardize them. Okay, standardize the problem. So first one, write down maximize z is equal to 5x1 plus 10x2 plus 8x3 plus I'll introduce three slack variables. All of them in the objective function, as I told you, their coefficient is 0. So 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. I'll write it in the next one. See, if I don't use small papers, I'm not able to show you properly. So I'm using small papers. I'll write it small, but when it comes to the camera, it will not look so small. Also remember to make the inequalities into equalities. This is my equation, 5x1 plus 10x2 plus 10x3, 8x3 plus it became 0s1, it's not O, it is 0. 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. Now we'll do the first constraint. The first constraint is 3x1, see how it will become 3x1 plus 5x2. Now your only worry is when you have 3, how you are going to put the coefficients. Okay, 5x2 plus 2x3. Now I have to introduce here s1, s2, s3. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put see, you can remember it in two ways. In the first this one I can introduce it. Yeah, Nasir, yes Nasir, good morning. Good morning. What I can do is, see, there are two ways to do it. You can put s1 as variable 1. So what I'll do is plus s1. So when I put s1, it becomes the coefficient is 1. Now you need not put s2 and s3, or you can put 0s2, 0s3. Alright. So plus 0s2 plus 0s3. You can see I've put 0s2 and 0s3. You need not put s2 s3 at all. We have to assume it as 0. But if you wish, this is a better way, 0s2 this one. Now see, for s1 I have given 1 as the coefficient. In the next one I'll give for x2 as 1 coefficient. For the variable variable x2, I'll give as coefficient 1. So s1 and s3 will not be there in this thing, or they'll be 0. I'll put them because I've put them in the first one. In the next one also I'm going to put them. So next one is 4x1 plus 4x2 plus 4x3. Oh, sorry. In the first one, no, I have to give is equal to 60. I forgot. Put there is equal to 60. I forgot to put that. See? You have to do that is equal to 60. Only then it is complete. Okay. Now I'll do the whole thing. You listen. 4x1 plus 4x2 plus 4x3. Now, as I told you, plus you needn't put s1, or you put 0 s1. Since we have already put in the first equation, we have to put this thing here also, 0 s1 and plus s2. S2 will get coefficient as 1. Alright, plus 0 s3 is equal to 72. Now you will have guessed how I'm going to do the third one. Yeah, start writing. 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 5x3 plus, yes, I'm giving the coefficient 1, number 1 to S3. Okay, the other two are 0. 0s1 plus 0s2 plus S3. When I say S3, it becomes 1. Coefficient becomes 1. Okay, or 1s3 is equal to 100. So my standardization of the problem is over. Now we have to do the initial basic solution with the table. See, I did not dictate the problem to you. The problem is maximize. I told you, I gave you the problem, solved by means of the simplex method. Now this is my standardized version. Click a pic if you want, if anybody is. Wait, I'll hold it steady for a while. Okay, I guess that's enough. We'll continue. See, now you listen carefully to me. The leave place for the first um, one column you leave, and then you do for the next. It's like this. Rule a line like this, imagining this one will be one column left free. Okay, next, no, onwards you start like this. Now how many are there here? X1, x2, x3, plus you have s1, s2, s3. Now leaving place for solution and minimum ratio, that is two columns on the right. In the middle, you rule for x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3, and one more column for the basic variable. So 6 x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3, and we need one column for the basic variable. So 7 columns you rule, leaving two place for two columns on the right. Rule quickly. I have made 7 columns. Now, first row should cover only these 7 columns. The first row should cover only these 7 columns. You write there if you want. What do we have to write? Cj. Cj. Alright. Now, in Cj, what you have to fill? The coefficients of the objective function. So coefficient of the objective function means maximize z. Coefficients are 5, 10, 8, 0, 0, 0. I'll repeat it. Coefficients are, see here, 5, 10, 8. Of this are 0, 0, 0. So you can write it here. 5, 10, 8, 0, 0, 0. Here I have written first one. Just for you to remember, I'm trying to go it step by step. Next, under Cj you write basic variable, and this line will come completely. And this line will come completely. Alright? Your basic variable will be 5x1, no? So under 5 it will be x1, 10x2, no? So under 10 it will be x2, under 8 it is 8x3, so it will be x3, and then 0s1, 0s2, and 0s3. That clear? Now in the first column you put c to the base b, meaning coefficient of the basic variable. And in the, see, I'll show you what I've done. CB, I'm talking about this guy here. Okay, now the last two columns I ruled a line. See, I ruled this line here. So in the first one you write solution, and the last one write minimum ratio. Oh my god, I need one more. No, correct it is. Alright, now how many variables are there? We have now, apart from that, we have three slack variables which we have to remove. Correct, we have three slack variables. Correct. So what we are going to do is row for three slack variables first. Rule three rows. Alright, under basic variable, write the slack variables S1, S2, S3. Why? Because in the objective function, you had S1, S2, S3. Now, apart from this, we have to write Zj and delta. Alright, next one, under that write Zj. My column became funny. And last, you have to write delta j. Delta j, if you write Cj minus Zj. I have no place here. You write Cj minus Zj. I'll show you. Delta j is equal to Cj minus Zj. What am I talking? Cj is up here, this fellows, and Zj will be here. So this Cj minus Zj will give you your delta. And see class, there was a little confusion in the last class. Here, no, you should not get anything positive in delta. You should get everything negative or 0. Then your solution is optimal. Please, I'm repeating what I said. Delta should be negative or 0. Akash, good morning Akash. How are you? Old student Akash. Ready? All of you ready? Okay. Now we have to, this is easy, we have to fill in the coefficients. Now under this S1 row, we will fill the coefficients of the first constraint. So the first constraint was 3x1. Look, x1 is up there. Under x1, see, under x1 you will put 3, x2 is how much? 5x2. Put 5, like that. So fill the columns. So S1 row, I'm filling the coefficients of the first constraint. That is 3, 5, 2, and we gave only S1 1 coefficient. So put 1. S2 and S3 are 0, 0. Put 0, 0. And what was this thing? 60. See, I filled the first row. Alright, now should I show again? Okay, now we'll go to the second row. It is 4, because it is 4x1, again 4, once again 4, because it is 4x1 plus 4x2 plus 4x3. Then what we did is, for S1 we did not give, actually S1 didn't come there, but we gave 0 S1, so you give there 0. In S2 we gave 1 S2, we just put S2, so it is 1, and S3 we did not give, it is 0, and in solution you have to put 72. So I filled my second row. Now comes the S3. It is 2x1, so 2, 4x2, so 4, 5x3, so 5, Then I 0 for the S1, 0 for S2 and 1 for S3, and the last one is 100. Now you look at Zj. Zj will be, one second, I did not fill the basic CB. CB means what was S1, what was S1 in objective function here? It is 0, 0, 0. S1 is 0, S2 is 0, S3 is 0. So here it is 0, 0, 0. The same values. Do you understand? Here 0, 0 and 0. Same like how we gave here. Means S1 was 0, S2 was 0, so S3 was 0. Here also 0, 0, 0. Put there 0, 0, 0. Now we are ready. Now how do we fill this fellow Zj? It is 0 into this one plus 0 into coefficient of x2 plus 0 into coefficient of s1 plus 0 into coefficient of s3 plus 0 into coefficient of s2 plus 0 into this one. So like that. Oh my goodness, I forgot. I made a mistake, guys. Sorry. 0 into coefficient of x1 plus 0 into coefficient this one x1, 0 into this one. So this 0 into this one plus 0 into this one plus 0 into this one. Next, for this place, it is 0 into 5 plus 0 into 4